What's up, people? We had the second live stream for AION2 and bunch of new information is now on the table. About the game, combat, targeting system, skills, classes and even gear stats. I have searched, translated and collected everything to make the greatest AION2 video that ever existed. From the greatest AION veteran player that ever lived. Before you see everything, let me highlight 3 main points which wrongly taken by the people. First and most popular is the camera shaking. Guys, this is optional and you can turn it on and you can turn it off. Second one is UI and it's testing UI like in Throne and Liberty. Just check this out. This is a Throne and Liberty's testing UI and this is the realist game UI. And third one is the similarity to TL. First was AION 1, then came TL which was mixed game from AION 1, Guild Wars 2 and Lineage 2. So if you never played AION 1, that is the reason why you have such vibe. Once you will finish this video, you will understand this everything. Alright, now let's move to the gameplay. But before that, if you guys appreciate my hard work for AION2 and want me to support, your subscription and the likes give me huge motivation to go forward. Also boys, you can enter in our AION2 Discord and Reddit community where you can find other AION2 players to share your expectation. Okay, let's go back to the gameplay topic. Once you see the real gameplay footages for the first time, you will have one clear impression. This game looks incredibly polished for the beta stage, unlike Chrono Odyssey or Bella Torres. No visual bugs, no performance problem, no lighting problem and not wrong color spectrum. Everything looks solid, fluid and high quality. This is how true beta stage game have to look. Now let's go and deep dive everything. First impression for MMORPG starts with the character creation. I have seen a lot of games character creation, but this one is the special. Not only amazing presets for the face and hairstyle, in this game you can even control the body muscles and the blood vessels on your character. These created a unique and amazing body shadows which gives you the power like you are the god and creating the human. And yes boys, you have the boob slider and not even one. You have 4 sliders to increase the size of them and even control the distance between the boobs. Oh man, character creation is the S tier. After you finish your character, you get in touch with the open world. AION2 have amazing open world with Unreal Engine 5 beauty and AION's mystery and fantastic world aesthetic. After a couple of footages and the live stream, we can see the beautiful playing areas where you can spend most of your gameplay to level up, do the daily quest, fight for the world bosses and spend time for your grinding the mobs. Aesthetic for this game is stunning and breathtaking. Here you have amazing features like in flying and the pet system. In AION2 as in AION 1, your characters have wings and abilities to fly and glide. Almost every PvE area is the full open for the flying for you. Only one limitation you have, it's the fly time. And you can gain it from the killing the mobs who have wings on the ground. So it's kinda you can recharge your fly time. As in every MMO, you have a pets here too. Pets are almost the mounts and get them is so simple and it's crazy. If you will like some creatures on the ground, you can catch it and make it as your own pet. I don't know if it works for every single creature, but that's the main information how you can get the mount. I really want to see the most ugly creatures, I want to catch it and I want to see if it's possible to sit on it. So you created a character, you touch the grass, you get your pet and now you need to choose your class. In AION2 we have 8 locked classes, not gender, it's the locked classes with unique abilities and no more weapon swapping and bullshit class system. First we have the fighter class, temper and gladiator, then comes the scout class with the assassin and the ranger, we have the mages as the spirit master and sorcerer, and the final one is the support classes like a chanter and a cleric. Game have holy trinity system, so tanks, healers and DPS is the base for any group. When we talk about the group, you need to understand that in game we have 4 players group, and we have the alliances like for the 8 players, 16 players and 32 players. I will talk about them more for the group system in the dungeon side and it will be in the middle of the video. Now let's move and let me explain each classes one by one. First comes the Templar. Templar itself is the pure tank with the protective abilities for the maximum control on the target, like the hooks and the stuns. Also had shield buffs for the groups and get less damage from the enemy. Main weapon is the sword and shield. Gladiator is the semi-tank melee fighter class. This class is more focused for the high melee damage and high health sustain. Even in some scenarios there is a chance that you can take the role for the tank and help the group. Main weapon is the greatsword. Now let's move to the mages. The first one is the sorcerer, high DPS mage class with bunch of AOE long range abilities, where the fire abilities does the high AOE damage and ice abilities do more like a slow and control the enemy. Main weapon is the tome book. And we have a spirit master, most hated class in AION 1, and also we have this class in AION 2. This class is using spirits to fight like a fire spirit, air spirit and water spirit. Spirit master itself is the high controlled mage class with a bunch of toxic CC abilities. Main weapon is an orb. And here we have my favorite class, Chanter. Chanter is a melee physical semi-DPS semi-support class with enchantment abilities which increase the party members' power or the survivability. Chanter also will have the healing abilities, but it will be mostly for the self-heal. Main weapon is a staff. And final one is the Cleric. Cleric is the mage semi-DPS dealer and high healing ability class. You can use your mage DPS abilities for solo content to farm and do your stuff, and also in some situations you can help your group to DPS on the boss. But your main role is to heal the group, and what we know so far, you can heal the single target and group targets easy. There is a no cast time or no animation lock. There is nothing to stop you. Boys, I did not want to make the 1 hour video, so I will publish the updated class system with more footages like a skill cooldowns, how the classes works in PvE, and you can check the separate video. And if you don't want to miss that video, hit the subscribe button and you can see even more AION2 content on this channel. Now let's go to the classes skills. Maximum enchant for the skills at plus 12, and how you can get the skill enchants, I have no freaking idea. Every class have 40 unique skills, 40, and from these 40 skills you can put only 8 plus 4 on the panel. 8 main skills plus Q, E and mouse left and right button, which makes a chain skill combination between that and 8 main skills. Totally we have 320 unique skills in a game. There will be the normal skills and the stigma skills. Stigma skills can be found in a game with farming or killing the bosses. So boys, 40 skills for each class, it's a lot of option. Even if you meet the same class enemy, there is so high chance that he can have the different skill build than you. Although this pure class system helps developer to balance the PvP gameplay, and this is the reason why on the launch we will have 1 vs 1 arena. Even after 2 years of Throne and Liberty release, we still don't have 1 vs 1 arena because they cannot balance that fucking weapon swapping class based system for 1 vs 1. Alright, let's move to the combat and targeting. Boys, AION 2 have a hybrid combat system, which is a top target and action combat mode. It's not a true action combat, it's the mode switch to lock the target. That's why you see here the character movement is a different way than the enemy, but it still can damage the target. I really don't understand why people think the top target is outdated. It's just a targeting system and it does not have the expired time. If you want to play through MMORPG, you need to accept the top target system. This is MMORPG, massive multiplayer role-play game. This is the reason why New World changed its title and now it's ARPG game. Chrono Odyssey is also ARPG game. Archage Chronicles come as ARPG game too. Those companies made the decision that them game is not MMORPG. They are ARPG games since they know more accepted standards for the massive multiplayer role game. If you want to play MMORPG, except for the top target system or hybrid system like AION 2 is offering. And it's time for the most sensitive topic like mobile support in a game. Based on the footages for the boss fight, you need to be the blind to call this game mobile. Again boys, this UI is just a testing UI and not launching version. Also, developers answered one player's question and this sounds like this. How this game is mobile if there is so low mobile elements? You know, it was a Korean question and Korean people loves to game to have the mobile support, and the guy was just concerned. And the answer was the direct from the developers. We created AION2 as a PC game and give it mobile support for take the players from the mobile market. Game have limited mobile access and the content mostly you can use the mobile version for craft, play the mini games, trade and basic things. And boys, if mobile support does not ruin my PC experience, then why not? I can do some small tasks when I will be out from the home and I can be satisfied. And the funny moment is that game only had one auto feature, which was like in Black Desert. It was auto quest delivery, and they even removed that feature too. So now everything you need to do, you have to do by your own hands, even on the mobile. Alright. It's time for the gear, and from this live stream I gathered so important information about the gear. I will cut this gearing part as a two half. First will be the gear with the stats and second one will be how you can get gear in a game. Maximum enchant rate for the gear is +12 and you getting the power from the enchanting your gear, socketing mana stones inside and take the best in slot stat. Let me explain this in details. In AION2 you will face PvP and a PvE gear. I catch the moments on the live streams for the Korean and Taiwanian one and I get the translated gear for you. So basically you have 8 stats once you will unlock your gear. When you get the looted gear, it's have tradable option, but if you will unlock it, you get the random stats but the gear lose ability to trade. Main stats are defense and vitality. Since this is a PvE armor piece, we have a PvE damage reduction. And for random stats like in dexterity, movement speed, cooldown and such. Gear also have 4 mana stone slot and 1 divine slot. If you don't know what is mana stone, let me explain it. Mana stone is extra power item which you can socket in your gear and get offensive or defensive power. So in AION2, if you're tank and want to go full defense, you put there the defense or HP mana stones. If you want to go to full offensive, you put there damage and crit mana stones. And no, in AION it's not like in Throne and Liberty where tanks can be defensive and also hit you 80% of your HP in one skill. In this game, if tank goes to defensive, it's losing the damage. If it's go to offensive, it's lost shit tons of the defense. In AION2, if tanks come to you and hit you hard, trust me, you can hit him hard too. Simple and amazing balance system. And boys, if you remember, I've made a bunch of builds for the based on the classes for Throne and Liberty, even from the Korea and on the global release, and I will do the similar type of the gear build videos for AION2. And if you don't want to miss that content, and if you're interested with that content, you can hit the subscribe button for the channel and you can enjoy me with this amazing world. Now let's move how you can obtain the gear in AION2. First way is to do the normal dungeons and get the gear from the bosses. Each dungeon will have its specific loot table. From the mini boss you will get the armor parts and from the final boss you will get the weapon. Second way is the crafting, and if you see once boss dies it's have dropped loot table for some crafting material. I think these crafting items are for unlucky people. If you do same boss couple of times and does not drop the weapons for you, you can just go and craft it. And third one is to buy the gear from directly NPC. This works only for the PvP gear, and to buy the PvP gear you need to do some daily weekly activities on the PvP area. Like can get some PvP tokens, collect some medals and exchange them for the PvP parts to the NPC. Time for the trading system in AION2. Boys, in this game we have player-to-player trading system. So if you drop something or loot something and does not unlock it, you can trade it to anyone. Like if you're bow and you go to the dungeon and drop the stuff, you either can give it to the party member if he needs the stuff, or you can sell it to the other players for the in-game gold. I love this feature from the old MMORPGs, and thanks to NCSoft we will have it in AION2. Now let's move to the PvP side of the game. I know a lot of you who played AION1 was waiting 100 skills and true open world PvP experience. But boys, we will not get it. Don't lose your hype, give me a second to explain. In AION2 we will have 1 vs 1 and 4 vs 4 ranking arenas. 4 vs 4 and 8 vs 8 battlegrounds. Thanks for the locked class system and easy balance, 1 vs 1 arena will be on the launch. I know a lot of AION 1 players loves 1 vs 1 arena to show them balls to the public. Be the rank 1 in your class is always special. Even before I left from AION for Throne and Liberty, last 2 months in AION 1 I was only playing arenas. I was uploading bunch of the videos against the named and powerful players. Those things and those drama will be back in the market once we get this game on the global. We will also have RVR content like faction versus faction, abyss battles for the bosses, and yes, we will have the rift system. With the random period of time on the random location or your faction controlled area, the rift will appear. When you will enter in the rift, it will teleport you to the enemy territory and you can enjoy to killing the players there. Also, Rift will have the limited player entry, for example like a 50 players, and once that limit will achieved, it will just disappear. So yeah boys, we still have the same PvP content but more organized and less zergy. Now let's go for the PvE content. First and main topic, game will have inbuilt DPS meter and total 200 dungeons. As I mentioned, in AION 2 we have 4-mans, 8-mans, 16-mans and 32-mans group. And the PvE dungeons you can find with the similar difficulty. Couple of them have the 4-man dungeons like the Fire Temple and the Drowning Caves. Those 2 dungeons from AION 1 get back in AION 2. There will be some guild dungeons and rift dungeons with more amount of the player to cooperate with the high difficulty. And for solo content we will have the time attack type of the solo dungeons where you get better reward if you done it in the short period of time, and we will have the Tower of Challenge back with 100 floor and seasonal rewards. Also, the difficulty for the bosses will change each season. If you love the PvE content in this game, it's time for you. And here we're knocking on the gacha and pay to win system. Information what we have so far, game does not have gacha boxes and the gacha mechanic. I can trust this one since even in the Throne and Liberty there was no gacha mechanic at all. This information can be true. But pay to win aspect, that is bit weird. Developers say that there is no direct pay to win system, so like in Throne and Liberty you can buy the gear in the auction house or you cannot buy the gear directly from the shop, but since we will have the dungeon tokens in shop which let you to do more dungeons than the regular players, you still have chance to get the gear easier than the other players. But boys, in the PvE dungeons you get the PvE gear for PvE and PvP gear acquired from the different way as I mentioned already on top of my video. So yeah, this pay to win system may not hurt you hard. And since there is no direct item purchase, you still buying the random chance to get the item. Is not it pay to win? Maybe not for Koreans, but for the Westerners, everything is pay to win. But I need to test the game once it's come out on the Korea. I will be there, I will test the all mechanics and give you honest information about all pay to win aspects in a game. And if you don't want to miss that information, just hit the subscribe button and wait for the video. Let's go to the game performance. A lot of people think that Unreal Engine 5 games have bad performance and they blame to the engine. But AION 2 have zero performance issues what we see so far from the live stream, and even FGT testers like 50 people who participate in a test, everyone was talking the fluid performance. Any failure you saw from the Chrono Odyssey and Bella Torres in performance side was a developer's fault. Those games made by garage company with the limited number of the employees. Chrono Studio have around 200 employees while the NCSoft have thousands of employees and 100 times more funding and the financial power. Last product Throne and Liberty was not the best game, but it had the best performance what I have seen in any MMORPG. Huge, massive 1000 versus 1000 battles for the castle and no major performance issue. Again boys, if Chrono Studio and Bella Torres fucked up for Unreal Engine 5, it does not mean that you need to think same on the NCSoft. As FGT testers cite, some computers in office had RTX 2070 and someone's had RTX 5070, and the game on the maximum graphic was the fluid to play. I'm 100% sure that AION 2's Unreal Engine 5 game will not have any performance problem. That was the main topics, but now I want to collect all small but important information in this final stage and let me talk about this. difference between Alios and Asmodean will be only the visual for the characters and for the world. Asmodean world will be more darker and Alios world will be more lighter. In AION 1 we had couple of skills difference between the race, but in AION 2 Asmodean and Alios will have the same skills. Auction house will be based in game currency, gold, Kina, and now you will get tradable items. You can sell it on the auction house or trade it to the player. Crafting will be important part for the game, and if you see the fly areas, there is the others type of the crafting materials which you can have to craft your gear. And after the boss dies, it's also dropping the gathering items, so you just have to gather them. Gathering system is like an AION when you have successful and failure bar and guaranteed lower grade materials with a small chance to proc and get the higher grade material. We will have the 4 factions in a game: Alios, Asmodean as an opposite factions, Balaur as the PvE faction, and Shugos as a trader and merchant faction. Future updates for the game. Next livestream will be the September, where we can see the PvP gear, PvP combat, and they promised us they will show every class. There also will be the showcase for the mobile client and its gameplay. I will do the similar detailed informational video after the live stream, and guys, I spent a lot of effort and a lot of time to make the high quality detailed video about all existing information for AION 2, and if you will subscribe my channel and hit the like button for the video, that will increase my motivation so much. I'm planning to play this game on the Korea as I play the Throne and Liberty, and I will do my best to give you amazing guidelines from the game to prepare yourself for the global release. Game will come out on the Korea and Taiwan in November 2025. Global release will be in 2026, first half of the year. Before that, we will see the game on the Gamescom in Germany at August 20, and there is the high chance I will go to the Gamescom also to test this game if there will be the testing opportunity. So stay with me, subscribe my channel, and let me lead you AION 2's fantastic world. Also, you can join us for the Discord and subreddit community where people updating leaked information so often, and you can also meet other players who are hyped with this game. That is for today, boys, and as always, see you in the next video.